as an economist, we know there is an economic cycle. We know goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. We've just had a humdinger of a recession, artificially created because of the pandemic. We had another one 10 years earlier, 2009, because of the banking crisis. We had one, we had in America, not here, a downturn at 2000.com, one in the early 90s, one in the early 80s. So I say, when people say, well, what's going to happen the next few years, I say there will be a downturn in 2030. It won't be in 2030. It might be in 2032. It might be, but there will be some sort of downturn happening, unless you believe we've escaped from the economic cycle.
We definitely haven't.
I don't think so.
They're
so I think what we're doing, I think we've got a mid-cycle pause at the moment. Okay. But I don't, so I think there will be a downturn. How serious? I have no idea. What will it be? It could be associated with governments being overborrowed, and interest rates jacking up to 8% on government debt or something. Could be anything. I don't know what it's going to be. Another return of inflation. It could be anything. But I think there is a cycle, and we should just accept that and get on with it.
It's almost an easy prediction to make, isn't it? It's like there will be a crash, or there
will be a crash. Yeah. And I can give you a 4-year window, 28 to 32.
Yeah. And people love hearing that. Like they don't love it. They're worried about it. So if you predict a crash, they listen. But actually,
but it may not be that bad a crash.
Yeah.
And if you are, and it won't be universal. So if you're broadly spread, you have assets that your asset numbers go down for 2 or 3 years. On a 40-year or even 50-year investment cycle, being down a couple of years doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
28 to 32 is very specific.
Well, I'm just saying every 10 years or so.
Yeah, but you need to nail the dates, don't you? Because if you're making a book where you predict in 2050, if you go in the next 20 years, there'll probably be something that happens. People are going to be like,
Well, you have a bit of luck sometimes, and I think I was lucky saying there would be a populist revolution in America against the liberal elite, Hollywood, and all that, probably in the second decade of the century. And it happened in 16, So, I mean, you sometimes will hit things on the nose. You will sometimes be wrong. You will be wrong. And I think in finance, the comfort I take is this very long view of what's happened to asset prices over the past 150 years. And unless you believe something's going to be really different in the next 25 years than it has been in the past couple of hundred, or nearly 200 years, then I think you can actually take comfort from that and just not worry about the cycle too much. And there'll be times when things go quite mad, and it is possible there will be a madness in American equities in the next 18 months. And if it really gets mad, then perhaps you take a bit of profit, take a bit of money off the table.
Mm-hmm.
This is a clip from our chat with journalist Hamish McRae. To watch a full episode, click right here.
He's 81, mate.
Legend.
Yeah.
He's in better shape than you are.
Yeah, he really was. He really was.